Today's the 4th of July, and I'd like to talk about these two documents in my hand. One is from July 1st, which adds CISA and Eric and Governor Ned Lamont to the 5G case in Connecticut, because these voting systems and groups use a collective network of education hacking softwares to commit election fraud through the schools, and UConn does the audit, and the audit is false. But when you look, that's who I added on July 1st. On July 2nd, I'm adding MSICAC, which is the Multi-State Sharing and Analysis Center, to the election fraud case, and the current Secretary of State, who is newly elected, Stephanie Thomas, to the 5G lawsuit. Why? Because the way that Connecticut uses 5G is to undermine other states' election process. In other words, collecting votes through GEMS and Diebold, which is Microsoft, using Soros, LHS, and Zuckerberg, allowing for the defects in the GEMS system, which Connecticut is denying using, and then looking at various documents like the faults of, this is a 7-page document about the faults of the GEMS system used in these other cases. So what I'm saying is this thing is growing by leaps and bounds, and we have 200 new exhibits. So the state of Connecticut is overwhelmed by the amount of fraud it's managing. And when I say read the documents, the list of defendants is growing, and Alma Rose Nunley, at the Attorney General's Office of Connecticut, was responsible for election fraud, and she is spending states' assets on defending the people who corrupted the U.S. votes. So what happens is, why is Attorney General Tong of Connecticut not prosecuting election fraud and is defending election fraud? This is where we're going with this, folks. The state of Connecticut not only hacked you, but their Attorney General, who's a communist. Let me tell you a brief story about Attorney General Tong. Attorney General Tong's father was being deported by the state of Connecticut for overstaying his visa, and Richard Nixon pardoned him. A Republican pardoned the father of the Attorney General of Connecticut, who took over Oxy, folks, which isn't part of this immediate lawsuit section of the case, but yes, Connecticut took over Oxy. Connecticut took bribes from Purdue Pharma, just like Burisma, and the pharmaceutical industry is the client of Leiter. Leiter is the Burisma lobbyist. Leiter is from Connecticut. Leiter is paying all the congressmen in Connecticut from Burisma through his other entities. In other words, the lobbyists in Connecticut are working for Big Pharma, okay, Oxy. They're working for the military complex, okay. They're working for different sectors like 5G. And the fact that Charter Communications gave 60 grand to Richard Blumenthal after the Ukraine payments is suspect, because they have the same lobbyists, folks. So the payments from Charter, are they a reward to Richard Blumenthal for the Burisma actions? Are they a reward to Chris Murphy for Burisma? Chris Murphy threatened the Ukraine president that if he did not fire the special prosecutor, that they would withhold the $1 billion for Biden. Chris Murphy said if you investigate Ukraine on behalf of Trump, he will withhold all congressional support for Ukraine. So all this stuff is tied up in A, taking control of the election, putting children at risk through 5G for autism and infertility, cancer, and then damn the torpedoes. They don't care who they put at risk. So here we go. Follow the case. Follow the PACER documents, because the judge needs to be broke like the wild stallion. Do you understand? We can't ride the horse unless we break the horse first. And we're breaking the horse. Have a great day. Follow the case. It's vitally important. 3 of the plaintiffs are threatened at gunpoint. The Norwalk and Stanford police have no response. I keep filing complaints with the Norwalk and Stanford police. No answer. Heather Lindsay was threatened at gunpoint on 5/30 by Dr. Ahuja, who bought Judge White, who's in bed with Judge Blowy and Judge Kavanowski, Kremrich, Clark, McShane, and Truglia. Truglia is a very important key here. Please answer one question for me, the one I can't answer. If I'm running for US Senate and they're telling me to back off on these lawsuits at gunpoint through a third party who bought a judge, and the judges are telling me that back off, should I back off or pedal to the metal? Pedal to the metal. Have a great day, folks. Happy 4th of July. Please follow this case because Heather Lindsay is depending on you.